Well, TrueSpace is obviously great for free-form modeling and navigation, but what about precise positioning? Well, one obvious solution to that is to type numbers into dialog boxes, but we don't like that solution and it would not be in the spirit of the TrueSpace user interface, although it's of course possible. A better solution is, for example, to use grids. Simply to turn on the grid and we can move and rotate and even scale the object with a predefined step. So if we copy object and we are still in a grid mode, we can create the new copies and position them at the regular intervals to whatever we set, and the position is quite precise. We don't just have to stay with the simple objects. We can use the hierarchical object which we can create by gluing these four cylinders. And now if we copy it and we are still in a grid mode, then we can get a more complicated regular structures out of the existing one, and we could go from two-dimensional to three-dimensional structure ad infinitum. Snap tool, on the other hand, allows more precise positioning of two objects with regard to each object's vertex, edge, or even the face. We can draw a cube and a cone, and then we can select the snapping mode. And we start with the snap to vertex, and we will take the tippy tip of the cone, and as we move it in a workspace, the vertex which we have selected will automatically snap to the nearest vertex on the any other objects which will be under the cursor, which is very, very nice, and it will jump actually in 3D even though we are moving the cone in 2D. We can equally snap on the edge, and as once we are on the edge, we can move along the edge or go to the center of the edge, again with a direct manipulation without two-dimensional panels and sliders, etc., etc. And finally we can snap onto a face just as well, which is also very handy. Notice that object immediately repositioned itself in a three-dimensional space to be perfectly aligned. Magnetic tool is really fun. You can slide one object along the surface of other object, and you could position the trees on the hill this way, or details of the car appliances on the surface of the body of the car. Or not only you can slide, you can also literally roll over this cone along the surface of the cube, and we will maintain the contact at all time. Finally, we have a full-blown collision, which is less useful in modeling, but is very useful in animation, and particularly in physically based animation. And if we turn the collision on, then we can move one object until it hits another object, and the collision is not like magnetic tool, but it works all the time.